For over 100 years, tanks have changed a lot. They started as small, light machines, and over time they grew bigger, stronger, and more powerful. In this video, we'll look at tanks from the smallest ever built, all the way to huge machines that hardly seem real. This is the story of tank size, from the smallest to the biggest. Our journey starts with the Carden-Loyd Mk VI, one of the first true tankettes ever built. Only 2.5 meters long and light enough to tow behind a car. This tiny British vehicle carried 2 men and had very thin armor. Its simple design was copied or adapted by many countries around the world. TKS Tankette. This small Polish tankette was low to the ground and hard to spot. It slipped through tight areas where bigger tanks could not go. Some TKS units even fought German tanks in 1939 using upgraded 20mm guns. Panzer I, Germany's first mass-produced tank, built mainly for training but used in real fighting anyway. It had only machine guns and thin armor, but it helped Germany learn how to use tanks in fast-moving warfare. M3 Stuart, a fast and reliable American light tank. It was quick across open ground and easy to maintain. British crews loved it so much they called it the Honey, because it drove so smoothly in the desert. A small tank that earned a big reputation. Renault Fort. This World War I tank was built by France and it first came out in 1917. It introduced the modern layout, turret on top, driver in front, engine in back. Almost every tank today still follows this same basic design. Small, simple, and one of the most important tanks in history. M4 Sherman. America's most famous tank of World War II. Over 49,000 were built. It was successful because it was easy to make, easy to repair, and very reliable. Its huge numbers and dependability helped Allied forces all around the world. Panzer IV. Germany's most used tank of the entire war. It began as a support tank, but improved year after year because it was easy to upgrade. Stronger armor, better guns, and new versions were added as the war went on. Later models carried powerful 75mm guns and much thicker armor, making the Panzer IV a serious threat on the battlefield. Tiger I. A German tank famous for fear and power. Its 88mm gun could destroy enemy tanks from long range. It was built by Henschel in 1942. In its first battle near Leningrad, one Tiger got stuck in deep mud and couldn't move, but it still took dozens of hits without being destroyed. Even trapped, its thick armor held up, and this shocked the Soviet forces who were fighting it. T-34 Model 76. Built by the Soviet Union, the T-34 became one of the most influential tanks ever made. It was so good because it combined strong sloped armor, wide tracks, a powerful gun, and a simple design. It was also built in huge numbers, more than 35,000 T-34 76 seconds. It was fast, tough, and easy to repair. During the Battle of Moscow, factories kept making T-34 seconds even while the city was under attack, showing how important this tank was. IS-2, a Soviet heavy tank with a huge 122mm gun. It fired shells strong enough to break bunkers and punch through thick German armor. The IS-2 was feared on the battlefield and played a major role in the final battles of World War II, especially during the push into Berlin. K-52, a Soviet tank with one of the biggest turrets ever put on a tank. Its 152mm gun could destroy buildings and fortifications. The turret was made so large because the gun was originally designed for artillery, not a tank, and needed extra space for the crew to load it. But the turret was so heavy that the tank turned slowly, making it easy to spot and target. Panther, a fast and deadly German tank with excellent armor and a powerful gun. It was one of the best medium tanks of the war. But early Panthers had engine problems. Many broke down before reaching the front during the Battle of Kursk. Later, Panthers became much more reliable. T-72. This Soviet tank was small, fast, and easy to build in large numbers. It used an autoloader, which removed the need for a human loader. Because it was cheap and effective, it spread to many countries around the world. Leopard I, a German Cold War tank built for speed instead of heavy armor. It could reach speeds of over 65 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest tanks of its time. Its name, Leopard, was chosen to fit Germany's tradition of naming tanks after big cats, like the wartime Tiger and Panther. Armed with the excellent British 105mm gun, the Leopard I was a strong and flexible vehicle. Centurion, one of the most successful British tanks ever made. It entered service just after World War II and stayed in use into the 1980s in some countries. The Centurion was famous for its strong armor, powerful 17-pounder and later 105mm guns, and excellent mobility. It fought in many wars around the world, and its design became the model for many later Western tanks. Merkava Mk IV. Israel designed this tank with crew safety first. Its engine is placed in the front to shield the crew. The Merkava can even carry soldiers in the rear, making it a mix of tank and armored transport. M1 Abrams, a modern American tank with a powerful turbine engine. It has strong composite armor, a very accurate 120mm gun, and night vision sights. And Abrams is expensive, costing about $8 to $10 million. Fast, tough, and highly advanced, it remains one of the strongest tanks in the world. Maus. The Maus was a German super-heavy tank, and the heaviest tank ever built, almost 200 tons. It was made to be nearly unstoppable in battle, with extremely thick armor and a powerful gun. But it was far too heavy for roads and bridges, and it moved very slowly. Germany only built 2 because the project took too many resources, and the war was turning against them. E-100. The E-100 was a giant German tank design, meant to be even bigger and stronger than most heavy tanks of the war. Only one hull was started, and the project was never completed. It was planned to carry a huge gun, very thick armor, and use parts from the Tiger II to save time. But it was slow to build, very expensive, and Germany no longer had the resources, so the E-100 remained unfinished. Landkreuzer P-1000 Ratte, a German supertank concept over 35 meters long. It would have weighed about 1,000 tons and carried naval-sized guns on land. The Ratte was so huge that it was closer to a battleship than a tank, and it was cancelled because it was impossible to build or supply. Landkreuzer P-1500 Monster. This was an even bigger German idea, more like a rolling artillery fortress. It would have weighed around 1,500 tons and carried the same massive gun used on the Schwerer Gustav railway cannon. The monster was far too large and unrealistic to build, so it stayed only on paper as one of the most extreme tank plans ever imagined. From tiny tankettes to giant supertanks, each one shows how tank design changed over more than a century. Some were built in huge numbers, some were built only once, and some never left the drawing board. Together, they tell the story of engineering, war, and the different ideas nations tried in search of the perfect armored machine. Thank you for watching this journey through tank size, from the very smallest to the biggest tanks ever imagined.